People who are new to the freelance medical writing realm, what would you think are some of the things that might help them succeed or have the right kind of mentality going in?
There's a lot of great communities, like the MedHeads community that's local to Toronto has been like a really helpful group. And I joined AMWA last year and went to the or 2 years ago, and then went to the conference, and that was really good. And it just, connecting, like I was doing a lot of advisory board reports last year, and I connected with a mentor when I was at the AMWA last year, and like just learning what her process was and being like, okay, and then having somebody that you can ask those questions of. And that has been really great for the community as well. So, I always try to be like, hey, like if I have any information, I can pass it on to other people. And I've always been a bit of a community builder. I went to one of the networking meetings in October, and it was just so great to like talk to people who are like, oh my God, I totally understand where you're coming from, and be like, oh my God, this thing. And so,
Yeah. I think people either underestimate the value of community when you're an entrepreneur, or they try to convince themselves that they don't need anyone else and that they're going to be fine on their own and that they have to do it
yeah,
themselves because otherwise they're not worthy of like
yeah, really,
whatever
you're not really
remuneration.
doing it right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like going back to what you said about how you can just figure it out, like you can Google it or you can try or you can like talk to the client or talk to other writers.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be this learning curve with whatever you do if you haven't done it before. And that's just life. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just literally how it is to just be human and to be a growing, learning, evolving person. And so I think when you can neutralize it and even like you said, enjoy that process of, oh, I get to try something new and I get to figure it out and like, see if it works, see if it doesn't. It's a positive thing. You're not running away from it. You're not procrastinating until the last possible second and then like you fail because
Do that too, but
you
yeah.
know so it's like embracing it, embracing the uncertainty and recognizing that this is just part of life and part of business and part of, how it is. And it also keeps things really interesting too, because you're never doing the same thing twice. And even, with an advisory board, there's different topics, different advisors, different locations, different approaches. And so we're constantly evolving and refining as professionals and as people.
Yeah. And also, I was thinking that it's always useful to ask your clients for like, do you have examples of previous work that you've done so that I can, match, what the expectations are or brand voice or what have you. And then you've got like some sort of guideline or template to work from, and, then customize it to whatever the particular topic is. And, that's always helpful. So
Exactly. Like if you haven't done it before, someone's done it before.
yeah.
So it's just a case of like figuring out, what's been done, what hasn't. And even if they don't have anything to show you, I mean, there's still going to be like, what about similar tone or a similar messaging or something that someone else has done that you like that we can try and emulate, or if nothing at all, then okay, what is the
There's nothing to mark you against, right? So you just
yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly. So then you get to be more creative because you're creating something that didn't previously exist. So either way, like it's kind of a win-win because it's either more straightforward because you have something to work with, or you can't get it wrong really because if they can't give you a tangible brief, then you have to create one for yourself. And so, it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
Excellent.
is there anything else?
Well, LinkedIn has been very helpful for me in terms of getting new work and getting clients. I've had a number of occasions where people have just come out of the woodwork, and been like, hey, and then I've like, great, and now we're happy client, freelance relationship. So that was really helpful. There was somebody on, there's a Facebook group that I'm a part of, a couple of them, but the two ones that I recommend to other people who've been starting out is there's a Women Who Freelance Toronto group on Facebook, and a women writers group that's out of the States, I think. But there's a ton of groups out there that are of no use whatsoever. But those two groups have been really helpful for in terms of like, who's somebody who can help me do my taxes? Like, how do I get paid in American? Or, here's a cool, free thing that I'm giving out. And, that's been really helpful as well. And yeah, I mean, just making sure that you have people that you can talk to about it. Community has been, as I've said, really important. Um, Joining the MWA was a really good move, because at least I could, if I'm sitting there panicking about something, going like, oh my God, like, how do I take notes at a meeting? There's usually some sort of webinar that you can watch that's like, oh, that's actually pretty easy. And then you can figure it out from there. So it's like, just giving yourself space to freak out, and then like be like, no, I can still do hard things and learn new things, and it's all gonna be fine. And even if they hate me and they hate everything, then you know what, I probably didn't enjoy working with them anyways. And so that's,
Yeah, so the
there's
universe,
that too. So
yeah,
not always gonna have
for
amazing
itself.
clients, but most of the time I've been pretty lucky. So yeah, it's an interesting
Yeah.
world, and I would like, I love this gig. Like, it's the best gig in the world. Like, it's so interesting, and I can do it anywhere. I can do it at any time. Like, what kind of flexibility can you get from anywhere else, right?
I know, I've never seen anything like it. Like it has the mental stimulation, constant growth opportunities, the community aspect of it, the making a difference on people's lives, using all these different skills and knowledge that you've acquired over the years, and like always just getting involved in different things. Like the variety is there, but you can also like close the door on things that you don't like,
Yeah.
and you have full control of your schedule. Like, what more could you ask for,
I,
really?
yeah, like it's amazing.